établissement.
D'accord.
Donc, et puis on fait de la web radio, on diffuse sur...
Super,
comme ça.
non, c'est très bien ça.
I was successful in the Paris Olympics tickets draw, so I was quite happy about this because I had been waiting for that for a long time. And I had my buying slot on Monday. So I was connected because I really wanted to have tickets for the Olympics. But so I was happy. I wanted my son to live that unique experience. He will turn 10 next year. And unfortunately, I became disillusioned because of the tickets and the prices, which are so expensive, and I don't understand why such prices. This is just insane. And many sports were not available anymore. And football, there were there were very few sessions available. And I found a session with tickets at 50 euros. But basically, if I wanted some basketball or handball, that was 150 euros, or swimming was 230. And not to mention athletics, it rose up to 690 euros. So who can afford tickets that price? I can't.
Et on a... Là après, oui, c'est...
Je crois qu'il y avait peut-être dans l'intitulé du mail qui disait...
Pour financer, et nous notre modèle, il est sur la partie olympique. Il n'y a pas d'argent public sur les Jeux.
We know that there's a very high demand and we won't be able to satisfy everybody. We know that there's a very high demand and we won't be able to satisfy everybody's wishes on tickets. So we know that people are going to be disappointed. We know that we don't have tickets for everybody. But we also know that we have more selling phases opening soon with more tickets. And yes, if your name was drawn towards the end of the pack sale, then you have far less options than those whose names were drawn first. Maybe it's not in line with what you wanted, and therefore you should aim for the single ticket sale phase.
Inquiet de pas qu'il y ait des disciplines qui passent. Enfin, je sais pas, est-ce que le hockey, par exemple, avait un risque, il y avait un risque réel
We know that tickets represent a third of the revenue we need to organize and pay for the games. It's a substantial part of our revenue. The challenges for us was not to have this target in terms of revenue comprise our goals to make these games accessible. We announced very early on there would be 1 million tickets at 24 euros and several million tickets for less than 50 euros, more than 4 million tickets at 50 euros or less. For comparison, we have more tickets at 50 euros or less than all of the tickets on offer at the Football World Cup. So we wanted these reasonable prices, but there is also a small proportion of very expensive tickets, a wider proportion of expensive tickets. 10% of our tickets cost more than 200 euros, but it's these tickets that allow for other tickets to be more accessible and balance it all out.
Et d'équilibrer les jeux.
De 200 mètres ou de basket pour 50 euros. Et voilà,
Et ensuite,
And as I said, we have a system where we invite people to be curious about other sports. The Olympics have such a diversity of sports, including sports that people are less familiar with and discover during the games. These packages are a way to get people interested and buy tickets for a water polo semi-final, hockey or seven-a-side rugby, sports for which there may have been less demand had we gone straight to a single ticket sale phase.
aurait peut-être moins été demandé.
il faut qu'on s'habitue à la frustration parce que je vous dis, on a beaucoup plus de demandes.